Started. Okay guys, morning. We will continue with our homework. So we just start from our homework, right? So this was the homework to be done by all of you, right? And let's see. So in this one, what is the problem I see, right? Basically, these things are repeating. Normally this whole thing are repeating, right? So let's say what is the unique here? Just finding the area, correct? Finding the area, right? So what I will do, I'm just gonna write this out again, right? Or yeah, so I'll just make things more easy. Okay, let's comment this all out. Okay, and what I will do, so if you have to find area, right? Area. So let's say const area, right? Area equal to, or let me write normal function. Okay, function area, right? So if this function has a number, let's say you have a number, whatever, 5, for example. If you pass this 5 right here, so it can return the area, correct? Math dot pi, right? Dot, sorry, not dot, multiply, okay? But I have to do math dot pi and then multiply, okay? Multiply by what? Radius, right? So radius is what? This 5. So let's make this dynamic. Okay, dynamic means it can be used for any radius, not for one, right? When you put 5 here, that means one value, and you add this r, right? And that is dynamic. You can pass r, so this function become more dynamic. Okay, r into r, clear? Pi r square, this will return the area. So if I console log here, right? Console.log area function, okay? Area, right? And I can pass value now 5. So I should get answer, right? Something, correct? So this we have done a lot like this, a lot of exercise. See, that's the area for one number. Now we have to go through all this number and get the area, right? So we can take one example from here, okay? Let's take this and we can improve that, right? So what I can do is I will just put here, okay, and uncomment this out. So this is what we have done last time. So let's not area, right? Let's give this general name, okay? Basically calculate or something, right? Calculate, okay, something like that. So this need what? This function gonna need what? It gonna need, right? Radius, correct? Radius. So what gonna happen, right? We have to run this function with this radius now. So when you call the function calculate, or basically when, let's say, when you call the area, right, we have to pass what? Okay, let's do one thing, okay? Let's do one thing, right? What we're gonna do, how we're gonna improve that, because I want to use this as a callback function. So you need to have a radius, correct? So let's pass the radius here. Radius, right? Radius. And then also this function, okay? So this is basically some kind of logic, right? Logic to find the area. So let's call this logic. Okay? Radius and logic, correct? So now, right, we have this radius. So what we're gonna do now, or let's okay, so now here is radius, because you have to look through this radius, correct? So let's change this to radius. Okay, I believe that is okay. Okay, it'll tell me, okay, if something wrong. Now I don't need to do all that. I'll just make it simple, right? I will remove all that. last time I explained this to you guys, okay, what to do, right? If there is too many numbers, all that, but let's not worry about that one. Just make more simple to understand. Okay, so I have this now. So I loop through this radius, I can get one number, right? From this one, because if I do let I0 radius square bracket I will give me 5, okay, 5. And I have the logic now function, right, which can calculate the area. See that area? So what I will do, I will just call logic here, logic, right? Logic, logic function, logic, okay? That is what I call, right? And I'm gonna pass. So this logic function need one radius, okay? So I'm gonna pass the radius by just radius, just calling this radius, right? Square bracket I. See? So now in this area, what gonna happen? It will push whatever from this logic. So this logic can be whatever, right? Maybe sometimes area, sometimes some circumference, sometimes diameter, okay? And return the area. So let's say the first one, okay? First one will be calculate, right? Just call this calculate now. Calculate. And you have to pass two things now. You have to pass this radius. So you pass radius, comma, and you pass that area, right? Area. So when you need to find area, just pass this one and done, right? So let's run this code. So see, you got the answer. See that? Okay. Now simply, right? Let's say you need to find the, now done, this is more improved now. So we just need to write this function 2 more time, right? Or let's find the area now is, let's call it circumference. FERENC is circumference. I hope that spelling is okay, right? And the for circumference, what will be the formula? Math.pi, math. Okay, pi 2 pi r, right? 2 pi r. So you're gonna have 2, basically 2 multiplied by pi r. Okay. See, simple. We can do that. So if you want to have space, it's okay, you can give space, but it's okay. All that, this is just a number, right? This is number, this is number. That will result in one value. Okay, so simply now what you can do, just just go down. Now is circumference. See, and run the code. See, now this will be giving you the circumference, right? Now how to find diameter? Same thing here. So this change to diameter, right? Diameter. So it getting radius and math.r only, right? Only 1r. Oh, not only 2r, right? Diameter is 2r only, so no need math. So 2, basically 2r. Okay. So that will give us diameter. So what we can do now, let's say diameter, you have radius, find. So we just call the diameter here now. Calculate and you pass diameter, right? Yeah, and run this. See, so it just get the 10, 40, 50, 100, whatever the radius is, just double, right? Radius double diameter, correct? So see, that's how, right? When you're writing basically when we're solving any problems, we have to look at the what are the things like repeating all the time, right? So something is you can separate, you can write the function in piece by piece, right? But mostly if something is repeating over and over, you can separate the logics from that part, So in here what we have seen, this was normally this was repeating all the time, right? Most of them, like loops, the variable here, and returning the same variable, right? So why not we just keep this in one place, then you call this function, this you just pass this function, right? So this function may be whatever area, circumference, or diameter. See that? So that function, when you're defining this function, right, this function need one parameter. Okay, so we must provide the parameter, the value to the parameter. Basically, what is this argument, right? You must give the number. Okay, so when the loop runs, right, this function will be called every rotation for the loop. Okay, when index is 0, it will be called one time. When index become 1, second time it will be called. 2, it will be called, right? So it calls as long as this loop is running. Okay, so every time it will calculate the logic and calculate the area, whatever, right, diameter or circumference, whatever, and it will store in this array. See, and then finally return, right? So now whatever you calculate, right, just pass that formula, area, circumference, or diameter. See, you just pass that and work is done, right? So I hope that is clear. Okay, and more cleaner, right? Any question on this? All right, so we will let's talk about the next topic, right? So we are inside the function. Okay, let's stay here and we will just work on this. So I will just make script 1.js, or let's call it function, right? Function.js. Okay, and I will connect that function to index page here. So what I'm going to talk here, right, in this function. So function statement. Okay, the second one is function expression. Okay, then what else? Function statement, function expression. There is also something called function declaration, right? Declaration. Then first class citizen, right? CITIZ citizen, first class citizen. Okay, and then something called higher order function, right? Function. And then I can talk about map, filter, and reduce, right? Reduce. Okay, so I will just give simple example. I mean, we're gonna talk about this a lot, right? In the coming days, but because in our project we're gonna need this map and filter, right? We're gonna use these two things. Okay, and there is one more thing called arrow function. Okay, so in ES6 we're gonna learn all these things, but for now I want to explain it quickly. Okay, arrow function. So let's talk about this quickly. So function statement is what? Simple function, like when you're writing function like this, a, right, and console.log, function statement. So this is function statement. Okay, this is also known as declaration, right? When you're declaring something, that is same. Okay, so no need to this is also same. So let's put it here, right? Or function declaration, right? Okay, that's the same thing. Now expression is what? Expression means you create a const, right? Let's say b equal to, and then you define the function like this. So basically you store the function in the variable. So console log function expression. Okay, so this is function expression. What is the difference between function declaration or statement and the expression? What is the difference? So if I have to write a question, right? What is the difference? If they will ask you in interview, what is the difference between function, statement, and declaration? Oh, sorry, statement and expression, right? So hoisting, okay, that is hoisting. Hoisting is the main difference. Hoisting. So what is hoisting? You guys know, right? In case of variable, it will be undefined, but here the function will be defined in the memory, right? While the memory creation, the whole function will be defined, okay? But in case of variable, this function will be not defined, okay? So you cannot access b here. You cannot do that because there is no function. There is no function. This value is not assigned to the b. B is still in the memory creation phase, undefined, okay? So you cannot execute the b before the value is assigned. So value will be assigned when this code start executing. So let's say in case of a, right, you can do this, it's okay, it will run. Even you put here, right, it will run, that's fine, okay, that is okay. But here you're gonna get error, right? So let's run this. See, we get error right here. What we get? So uncut reference error, right? Cannot access b before initialization. See, initialize means what? This value has to be assigned to b. So that is a hoisting, because of hoisting, right? Let's put it here. Hoisting, okay. uh, Hoisting, so will be HO HOIS, hoisting, right? Hoisting. So just remember that one, that part, okay? So we cannot do that. That will be reference error. So you must execute the function after value assignment, okay? Here is okay, right? Because it will run this code, then it will run this code, then it's gonna run this code. So by this time, I mean, first in the memory, it will assign the, not memory, but when the code execute, it will assign the function to this b, and then it will execute here. Okay, that's fine. So what is first class citizen? So first class citizen functions are, so let's call this function, right? Function are first class citizen. Why? Because we can use function as a value. Okay, value, right? So let's imagine, right, this is a b function, okay, and this is a function, right? A. Even here, what you can do, right? Where is that? Because we can use function as a value, okay? So let's put it here, back here, right? Because we can use function as a value. So let's say in the b, right, b function, you can pass a like this, okay? You can pass, right? And you can execute here, you have to pass now a here also, right? And you just execute a as well. See, that is okay. So let's run now, right? So something is not correct. Where is that? Oh, here, right? A is not a function. A is not a function. Function A. Okay, something is not okay. Let me check. why not? This a is there, is okay. There is a function a. Let me run this code first, right? See if everything working. Yeah, so there is something wrong, right? Okay, let me delete this. Yeah, so function statement, right? This is function statement, function expression, everything working fine. So if, right, if I have to pass, let's say this function somewhere, let's create one more function, right? We can, we can call this function C, right? And let's call this callback function or something like that, right? Callback. So here I can just execute callback, okay? And look at here, this is just a parameter, right? But this is a function now. So if I execute C like this, okay, and pass here B, right? For example, B, and let's run what happened. Okay, let's run. I'm gonna remove this one or comment this out for now. So B is only running inside here, right? When I pass B, it's running here. Okay, see that? Executing here. So when C execute, we just passing B as a value. See that? B as a value, right? So let's run this code. See? So function expression, see that? Function expression run. So because we can use the function as a value, or you can pass the function, to another function. That's why the functions are called the first class citizen. Okay? Just for now, just remember that. So now I have used callback also, right? So we can understand and higher order function also. So what is higher order function? When a function, right, is passed as value, then it is called callback function, right? And the main function and function receiving the value, right, is called higher order function. Okay, so for now, I will simply explain, right? The C is a higher order function and callback B is a callback function, okay? So C receives another function as a value. So C is a higher order functions and B is a callback function. Just remember that simple way, okay? The function, right, which receives another function as a value, then that function is a higher order function. And the function which is passed as a value is a callback function. Okay? So that is the only thing, right, you have to remember. And high means the main function, higher, right? Main function is a higher order function, and this is a callback function. This B is a callback function. So in example here, C is higher order, right? And B is callback function, okay? So yeah, so that is what happened. Now what is arrow? How we create arrow function? So in ES6, right, that we're going to learn in ES6, but right now I'm going to explain it simple. So const, let's call it area, right, equal to, so you just put this bracket parenthesis and then you give the arrow and then you write the bracket here. That's it. So I can return now, right, return 5. So if I run this function area now, right, so it should, so I'm just returning now, right, 5. So I need to console log here, okay? Console.log area. Clear? So it should print 5. Let's check. So see, we get 5 now, right? So that is the arrow function. So when, right, you also gonna see people just returning in one. When there is only one value to return, what is gonna happen, right? You even don't need this one, okay? You just bring the 5 here, right, and done, right? So that is okay. See, print 5, right? But when you have multiple line of statement, in that case you must do the curly bracket, and just write, let num equal to 20, and then maybe return 20 times 5. Okay, so that is, in that case you're gonna need the curly bracket, so you're gonna get 100, right? Okay, so now we have, right, map, filter, and reduce. These are higher order function. Because this function needs another function to pass, right? So let's look at one example. What I will do, right, let area, right, or radius equal to, just put 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, simple. Okay, so this is an array, right? So in array we're gonna use this 3 function. So for array we use this function, right? Okay, so we're gonna see what map does, what filter does, and reduce does, right? So you have to call the array, so that is radius, right? The variable radius dot map. The map is a function, higher order function, and what happens? It can take another function, right? So if I say, let's double this all number, right? Double, okay, double this number, right? So I just call the function double, right? Now I have to write a function, correct? So let's do that one. Function double, right? So it gonna get a number, okay, num, right? And I will just explain how we getting all that. So what gonna happen? We have a this is called, and then what happened now, right? So let output, right? Output equal to empty array, something like that, right? And output dot push, what else? Output dot push, right? So output dot push, we're gonna push the num double, we said double, right? So num times 2, okay, and then return output, okay. So let's console log now, right, this function, okay, and see what happened. Map, but we have to write this, it's gonna return the new array, okay? So let new let result, right, result equal to here, and console log result. Let's see if this will work. See, we get array here, right? We getting the value here back, but we cannot see the answer. So we can get, let's go to the browser and check. So inspect console and array. So 4, 6, 8, 10, right? Oh, did it double it? Oh yeah. So it double, right? See that we double the number. 4, 6, 8, 10, right? So it array output dot push, just, oh, it just put push as an array, each array. Oh my god, why is that? So just remember, right, this is a callback function, okay? Callback function, there is something wrong with this, but normally what we do, right, I will explain now. Just wait, see what happened. I will, we can pass the function here itself, function, same function like this, right? See here, then map, what map does, right, it gives the each number, okay, each number, right, map is a loop, same like a loop, right? It's gonna loop through this array and it will pass the value here. So the first number, let's call it number, right? Or r, maybe radius, okay? R. So now you're doing the same thing, this part, right? Okay, here. See? So inside, okay, so that is done, right? So it returns the whole new array, okay? The map function returns the new array back, right? So that will be stored in the result and then console log result. So that is what happened. That is what is happening, right? So let's run this. Something is not correct. Output. Okay, so we don't have, okay, we have result. Output dot push. So we not, okay, radius dot map. We have a function as r, right? So okay, this is the thing we have to do. R dot to. Yeah, now it's fine. See, we get that, we get that, right? Okay, so even we don't have to do this. Okay, so see why we getting array, right? Here is a mistake. Okay, we don't have to do that one because what I said, it is returning the whole radius. Okay, so what we can do, right? We just delete that and just return, right? R into 2, R into multiply by 2, right? And see what happened. So now, because we are getting the new radius, this is returning the new radius, okay? Sorry, new array. So we just have to, each time, right? What gonna happen? Each time each value will be added to this array. So let's run that now. See, we get that now, right? Same thing. So that's why, I knew something is not correct here. But anyway, you see, this is the callback function. See that exactly we pass the function. That's the callback function. So map is a higher order function. Okay, so let's understand, right? Let's sorry, my internet had some issue. So let's understand this. Just think map is a loop. Okay, just think map is a loop. You loop through this radius, this array. The loop will get each element, right? So that element is passed to the callback function as a parameter here, right? See, it is passed to the parameter. This value is passed to this parameter, okay? So you're going to receive this parameter inside the body of the function and multiply by 2, right? One more thing you have to remember, map returns what? The array. It returns the new array, right? So it will just return whatever your calculation here, right, with that value. So this is what we get, okay? So in the console, right, let's check this one in console. Let's imagine we have this array, right? 5, 6, 7. Just imagine this, right? And if I do dot map here, okay, see, it's a callback function, right? This is a function. We're gonna take another function. See that? So I just have to write a function here. So function, right? And then this function will take this number. So I will call it num, right? 5, 6, 7. It will take 5, 6, 7 each time. Okay. And then, I can just return, right? Maybe just return it, okay? Return number and see what happens. Num times, just return that and enter, right? Enter. Oh, it gives error. So I should, oh, sorry, I forgot to put the curly bracket there. The function, when you define like that, you must put the bracket, right? Okay. So see, you're getting that exact number, right? See, you're getting exact number. So what we can do now, right? You can multiply by 5 here. So see, every time, it will update, each number will be multiplied by 5 and returned to the array. So just I want you to remember one thing. When you are using map, right, you're getting back the whole array back, right, but with the updated value. Either you keep the same value or updated value, right? Okay, that is what I want you to. You're gonna get the same array, same number of element. You're gonna get the same array back from this one. Only thing is we are changing, right? We are changing the value of the each radius. Okay, so that is map. So what is reduce now? Reduce, right? So reduce function is also a higher order function. Okay, reduce, oh sorry, filter is also a higher order function. So it, but we have now options to filter out something, right? So let's check now. Const let's call it output, right? Output equal to, is that okay, so we have radius dot filter, right? And this is a again higher order function, so I have to write another function inside, right? Function like that. Okay, so this function is going to receive each number, right, from this radius. So I will just call this let's call this number, okay, or maybe radius, right? Now I want to only return what? Return odd number, odd or even, right? So num mod 2 is not equal to 0. So let's say if there is something, right? Yeah, let's check. Let's console log now, right? Output. So why we need filter? Because sometimes, remember, we have to remove something from our radius, from our array, right? From our database. You want to filter out, you want to remove something, okay? In that case, we're gonna use this filter method. Filter, right? This filter. So let's check the answer now. Okay, see, we get 3 and 5 only, right? Back. So we're getting the array back, but with the filter out number. So the even numbers are removed, right? These are removed. So see, we can use the filter to just find the odd and even easily. If I just do equal to 0, right, then what I'm going to get? It will be just opposite now. See, I get 2 and 4. Clear? So that's the filter. And this is also a higher order function because we are passing another function inside the filter as a callback. This is a callback function, and filter is a higher order function. Okay, so let's look at the reduce now, right? So okay, so function reduce. So let's see how reduce work. Okay, let me think. Okay, I have radius, right? So in the reduce, reduce will be used like to do sum, or maybe find like a large number, right? To do this kind of work, you're going to use reduce. And see how it works. I will explain now. So we have a radius, right? Our array. So let's use this one, and we're gonna add all this number. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna add, right, using reduce function. So radius dot reduce, and it's gonna take callback function also, right? So I can put arrow function also here, is okay, right? See, this is simply arrow function. See that? So reduce will have a two thing. One is called accumulator, right? Accumulator, and the other one is the value, okay? Value or number, whatever you call, right? Value. So what is this accumulator? Accumulator is the like a holder, right? Which is gonna hold our sum, and the value is the number from this array, like 2, 3, 4, 5. Because all these functions is like a loop, right? It's gonna get the each item from the array. So how it gonna work now? So this is accumulator, right? It's gonna accumulate. So accumulate equal to accumulate whatever there, right? Plus Okay. Sorry about that. I think net was some. So accumulator plus value. See that value, right? This is the value or number from our radius, this array, correct? Where is the array? Here, right? From here. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will get 2 first time, right? Add to the accumulator. The next time will be 3, then 4, then 5, like that. And also, right? So see, the reduce takes two things. One is the callback function, and the next will be the initial value. So let's put initial value 0 here, okay? And we're gonna store that, right? So let's say let sum equal to, reduce all that, right? And then we're gonna console log sum, right? And see what happened. We should get the sum of the number, right? We get undefined. Why is that? Is that okay? Radius dot let's say. So we did not return, right? We did not return. Okay, we have to return the accumulator ACC, Yeah, so we get 14 here. Okay. All right. So okay, guys. So now we saw, right? We saw the higher order functions, map, filter, and all that. We're gonna use map and filter in our to do project. Okay. So let's see. We have a. Okay, so anyone has any question, just ask me, right? But I will stop here and then we're going to start the next class, okay? So let me stop the recording for this.